be doing something a little bit different. I want to talk about intermittent fasting. Yes, intermittent fasting. Is it right for you? Should you try it for yourself? What are the pros? What are the cons? Now, I'm not claiming to be an expert in this matter by any means, but I have had a bit of experience in it, 8 months to be exact. And now I want to talk to you guys about the pros, the cons, what I would have done differently, and whether it's right for you. So let's get into it. And I wanted to try it out for myself because I was speaking to a few people, nutritionists, very decent athletes, people who know a lot more about this than what I do, and they all was ranting and raving about it, so I thought, why not give it a go myself? So I did it for about 8 months to be exact. Now, because I work in construction on a daily basis, like I'm not a huge eater during the day as it is, so I thought if I did my intermittent fasting throughout the night and the first part of the morning, it shouldn't be too difficult for me, because I don't usually start getting hungry till about 10, 11 in the morning. And because anyone who knows who works in construction, with the heat, living in Australia, it's very difficult, and most of the time you don't feel like eating all the time, you just want to drink a lot of water, a lot of fruit, maybe some light salads. So that's why I wanted to give it a try, because I thought it'd be something quite easy for me to be able to do. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can intermittent fast. Some people do 6 hours of fasting, 2 hours of eating, but I think to get the best sort of benefits from it for what you're doing it for, you want to be doing it over the longest span. So either 16 hours fast or an 18-hour fast, so that's leaving you like a 6-8 hour window to eat all your food. Now, the biggest mistake I made throughout this entire experiment was I was not eating enough calories throughout the day, throughout my 6 or my 8 hour window. So you do not want to make that mistake. So the best way of doing it is just tracking your macros. So I'll use MyFitnessPal from Under Armour, but there's tons of them out there. Most of them are free. And just every time you're eating something, you just put it in, or you can get a little barcode and you can scan your food with the app that I use, the MyFitnessPal. And it's really good, and then it keeps track of everything and it makes sure you're keeping on par for your set goals throughout the day. Now, my maintenance at the time was around 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, which looking back on it now, I realised I was under eating massively because I wasn't tracking any of my macros back then. I was just thought I could guess in my head and realise exactly what I was eating, and I couldn't. And I was under eating by maybe 1,000. I was probably eating about close to 1,500 to 2,000 calories maybe on a good day. And that is just not enough food when you're working on a construction site 8-9 hours a day in the heat and training 2 hours doing CrossFit and things on a night. It's just not enough. Because I wanted to lose weight doing intermittent fasting, which is exactly what I did because I was under eating so much, but I was doing it in the wrong ways, because I actually weighed about 105 kilos before doing this, and then within like a 3-month span I dropped down to 87 kilos, which is just too much, because even though you can lose that weight, you're going to lose a lot of muscle mass as well, which is not what you want. And I actually got quite sick by doing it. Like, I don't know whether I can correspond intermittent fasting with why I got sick, but I definitely think there was a correspondence there. Now, because I was under eating so much, and when you intermittent fast, what it does is it detoxes your body as well. So like if, I don't know, you're a bodybuilder or whatever, and you're constantly eating meals every 2 to 3 hours, your body's in like this overdrive and your liver's going through all this progress just trying to digest all the food, so your body's not getting any sort of rest. So when you intermittent fast, it's pretty much putting like a reset button on your whole body. So what you're getting to do is detox everything, gives your liver a break, and it gives your digestive system a break as well. Now that it's hit the reset button on your entire body, it's getting rid of everything bad, but also everything good inside your stomach. So I was getting rid of all the bad bacteria, but because I wasn't eating enough during the right times, I was getting rid of all, like, everything, getting rid of all the good bacteria as well. And I actually ended up getting like a really bad stomach infection, and it was a bacterial infection to be exact. And it was going on for months, couldn't figure out what was wrong. I saw a bunch of different doctors, and then I ended up seeing like a really good doctor in my local town. Now, he got me in for a breath test, which came back positive that I got a bacterial infection. And I don't know the correct political term for it, but apparently a bad stomach infection, it goes off like numbers. It was like 700 to 800, and mine was at over 2,000. So like, I got a bad bacterial infection, probably because of something that I ate, and because I didn't have any good bacteria in my stomach to fight it, it just grew like a parasite and got worse and worse, to the point where I was literally vomiting every day. I couldn't keep any food down. I had such severe stomach cramps that I felt like I needed to go to the hospital. And I had absolutely no idea what was going on. So I said all this to the doctor, and he said because I wasn't eating good whole foods with good bacteria, enough of them at least, throughout the times that I was doing the fasting, like when something like a bad bacteria gets inside your body, there was nothing there to fight it. So then that's why I got this real bad infection, and it went rogue and I got so sick. So literally it was getting to the point where I didn't want to eat any food because every time I ate, I got such bad stomach pains and I was vomiting all the time. So yeah, I lost loads of weight, but I lost a lot of muscle mass as well, until eventually what I did, excuse me, was I started getting on probiotics. So I was seeing a nutritionist at the time, she recommended these for me, and oh my God, they are a godsend. So if you're not taking probiotics and you get stomach issues, if it's not an allergy issue or anything like that, then trust me, these probiotics will sort you out. So I started smashing them like those Skittles. I was having like 3 or 4 probiotics a day. The little drinks that you can get from the supermarkets, organic coconut yogurt I was having, and then that started to actually subside it and started to make me feel better. And then my doctor got me on a strong case of antibiotics for a couple of weeks. So that cleared, literally flushed out everything. So I did that, and then I got on the probiotics for a solid 2 weeks, and that cleared up the problem. That was the negative experience of intermittent fasting, but that was my fault because I wasn't eating enough food with good bacteria in it. Now the positive experiences, the positives was really positive. I felt like I had tons more energy, I had a much clearer head, I seemed to pick up things and learn things a lot faster because my body wasn't in overdrive trying to digest all this food, so I felt really, really good. Also, I found like inflammation went down because I've had problems with my knees in the past, and lower back problems as well. They all completely subsided. So I had no lower back problems, I had no knee problems, inflammation, everything was just really, really good. So if you want to put on size, you want to lose weight, or you want to just maintain, you can do it, intermittent fasting. You just got to make sure while you're eating for your 6 to 8 hour window, you're getting in enough calories to sustain your body. Now would I recommend it for everybody? Yes and no, there's a few little grey areas there. Health-wise, absolutely, I think it's superb. Did make me feel really, really good. Like I said, I got sick, whether it was because of intermittent fasting or not, I can't say that 100%, but that was my mistake. If I were to do it again in the future, I definitely would make sure I count my macros and get enough food for my body. Now, if you want to lose weight, I think it's really, really good for that because you're only limiting your window from where you can eat. You're more than likely going to end up intaking less calories, just like I did. So if you want to lose weight, definitely really, really good. Now, there is a few little grey areas. If you're a bodybuilder, or if you're a power lifter and you're eating anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 calories a day, I wouldn't do intermittent fasting. Because if you're trying to cram in 5,000 to 10,000 calories a day in a 6 to 8 hour eating window, that's going to be very, very difficult for you. Spacing your calories out like every 3 to 4 hours over a 24-hour window will be a lot more efficient, a lot more easier to be able to sustain the amount of calories your body needs. Now for everyone else, I think it's good. Endurance athletes is really, really good for. Like I do CrossFit and things and I can do it. Like one of the best CrossFitters of all time, Rich Froning, he's started doing intermittent fasting for a couple of years now, I think. And he said his inflammation's gone, he's fitter, stronger, better than he's ever felt in his entire life. So if the big man himself recommends it, I definitely recommend it. One other thing I did forget to mention, guys, is it does take your body a little bit of time to adapt to this. Now, so if you're used to eating before you work out, you may feel a little bit lightheaded and dizzy if you're doing the intermittent fasting. So make sure you take it easy before you do it. Don't just start it and a couple of days later go for a deadlift max. Just ease your body into it because it might take a week or two, depending on your metabolism, just to adapt to this. And because your body won't be used to this, you will feel quite hungry as well for the first couple of weeks. Easiest trick for this, caffeine. Have a pre-workout before you train, have a coffee in the morning, drink yourself plenty of water, keep hydrated. That will give you the illusion that you're full, and that will just help you tick over until you get to your first meal. So quick recap, the positives: clearer mind, a lot more energy, inflammation was down, felt really, really good. Negatives, I got sick, but again, I think that was my fault. So I would definitely recommend it for you guys. Go ahead and give it a try, see what you think. But make sure you do it over a longer spell, like maybe 3 to 4 months at least, and do your 16 to 18 hour fast other than your 6 to 2 hours, because I just don't think you will get the same benefits doing it over the shorter period, but completely up to you guys. So I sincerely hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did like it, make sure you like it. Subscribe if you are new. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment down below, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. For you.